guys, for the bad video. Oh my God, it's interrupted the video. Sorry about that, guys. Listen, I want to say this: if you're at a Charlie Kirk rally and you're holding a Charlie Kirk sign and a poster, or you're at a stand where there's a big poster that says Charlie Kirk on it, or you're handing out hats, or you got a tent, and some college kids come by and rip that poster out of your hand, you need to kick the fucking shit out of them. All right, you need to fight. And the problem is these schools have coddled 0 through 12 and 12 through college years. If you fight, you get kicked out of school. When I grew up, if we had a difference with somebody, we're arguing with somebody in class. Our teacher used to say, "Go to the gym teacher at 3 o'clock after school." And our teacher used to put an old mouthpiece in one of us and an old mouthpiece in another one of us and say, "I'm going to let you guys fight as long as you want until you get tired. The minute somebody wants to quit, the fight's over. And there was no going to the ground back then. And if you get knocked down, you give the guy a chance to get back up and fight. If he doesn't want to get back up and fight, the fight's over. But the main important thing is you guys will hug and shake hands after the fight. And a lot of people, barely touch gloves before we fought. But I'll tell you what, at the end of every fight, and I was involved in at least 20 of these, by the end of every fight, we hugged and kissed, and we became best friends after that. And listen, you guys, the UK right now is going through a civil war, a hard civil war to get their rights back for speech. Every every day, 30 people are arrested online for posting conservative messages, not for posting Sharia law messages or Muslim messages. They've let the Muslims take the country over. And to take their country back, what it's going to take, I'm sorry to say, it's going to take a hard civil war if you guys want your rights back, because you're not going to get them back otherwise. Don't look to the government and politicians. If when there's 3 million of you guys out in the street, you outnumber the cops by millions. So start fucking these cops up if they want to start putting you in jail and they're making illegal, unlawful arrests, unconstitutional arrests. Start fucking them up until they start acting right. Because if you're in a high school and you're holding a Charlie Kirk poster, a Trump poster, or Trump flag, and a guy rips the flag out of your hand or spits on you, when you spit on me, that's a fight. Those are fighting words. And listen, we don't want to fight. We're the type of guys. I wasn't in the military, right? But I was a UFC fighter, and I have no problem pulling a gun, shooting a gun on somebody. I got no problem at all exchanging fire with somebody. But and I got no problem at all. I'm pinned in a wheelchair and I can't fight anymore. But I'm talking about when I was young and I was able. When I was young and I was 19 years old, and you ripped the flag out of my hand that I was holding and representing something, and you ripped it out of my hand and threw it to the ground or burned the flag in front of us, we would beat the living shit out of you, me and my friends. All right? No more of this shit. The left gets away with all their coddling and all their remarks of violence. They need to start bringing it to them. I'm sorry, because we're in a soft revolution right now that's getting ready to turn hard. Do you realize some of these states have succeeded and they're not paying attention to the president? Los Angeles, Detroit, Chicago, New York. They've stopped listening to the president. They're not invoking Title IX, men or women in vice versa sports, in vice versa locker rooms. The DEI is still getting pushed and paid for. These congressmen don't have the balls to start standing up for and making arrests for people that post online shit that they're going to shoot a conservative, or they celebrate somebody's murder. You got a right to free speech, yeah, but when it comes over to a threat of public safety, you need to make an arrest on that person. And if you don't make an arrest on that person, then you're leaving it up to the public to enact uh, lawfully justice. Because right now we're not going to give in our side. There's no way we're going to let the Muslims take over their ideology of Sharia law. We're not going to let the Chinese have their ESG, environmental social governance score over us. We're not going to let Iran have their way, the Russians have their way with our country, hacking it. Because in the dark web, you think you're talking to another American online, and you're really talking to somebody from Iran or Yemen or Syria. That's trying to indoctrinate you to execute yourself, but basically to become like a martyr and take somebody with you. And this guy that martyred Charlie Kirk, he needs to get the death penalty. There needs to be no life in prison for him. He needs to get the death penalty. And I don't believe in the death penalty, but I do believe this person that took he because they did this to Joseph Smith, the Mormon, right? They pursued this guy that would give the shirt off his back to you. He loved everybody, and all he did was build churches and spread the message of Jesus Christ. And they couldn't stand this guy for it. He was too pure for the world, so they killed him. Charlie Kirk was too pure for the world, so they killed him. Jesus was too pure for the world, so they killed him. Now Charlie Kirk and Joseph Smith are not Jesus, because because through their blood we don't get redemption of sin. We only get redemption of sin through the blood of Jesus Christ. So the only blood that matters, every blood that matters, every blood that spills matters. But the blood that really mattered that spilled was the blood of Jesus Christ. And what I'm trying to tell people is stop taking shit from people. If they're coming at you with stupidity, come back at them, with quick-witted comments. Somebody calls me a racist, I'm going to say, what do you call me a racist for? What am I a racist? How do you feel I'm a racist? And listen, if the blacks feel they're owed reparation for slavery, then what are the 400,000 white people that died owed? Or how much do they owe the government for reparation? They gave their lives to these black people. These black people need to realize 400,000 white people died freeing them. So we fought a revolution for them. And I never hear them say thank you. Only one time did I hear a black person say thank you for the 400,000 white people that died. Only one, and I'm 60 years old. You guys need to start getting shit untwisted. You're owed nothing in this world. Make what you want to make in this world. And whether you live in a bad neighborhood or good neighborhood, I have no leg. I will never have another leg. I will never run again. I will never walk again. I will never go on a treadmill again. I will never screw a girl again because of the condition of my body, because I got hit by a vehicle and I have other injuries. So it took a lot from my life. So this, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Inclusion means we all end up in the same spot, but we don't all start from the same spot. No, we don't all end up in the same spot. Why don't everybody else cut their leg off so we can all walk around one-legged people and be just like me? So I feel just like everybody else feels like I feel. No, I don't want anybody else's leg cut off, because I know the misery and the life it steals from you. And I know the injustice of being defrauded out of money. I got defrauded out of my whole settlement because of my attorneys and the insurance company. And a leg is worth $25 million. So you figure out the amount of math that I was ripped off, the amount of money I was ripped off of. It's indescribable. So let me just start to say that you guys need to start getting toughened. And in high school, you guys need to go to your schools and change the policy of, from a kid getting in a fight, even if he defends himself, getting kicked off of school because he's defending himself. You're supposed to defend yourself. This is what morally you're supposed to do. This is your obligation, is to protect your family, your friends, the loved ones, and your country. You're supposed to protect your country. This country these pastors suck in this country. You guys suck. You guys are wimps and you guys are babies. You peddle the gospel for money. 95% of you, 95% of the church is worthless. You guys are not involved in any of these Charlie Kirk revivals. Hardly any Christians are involved in it. I hardly see any Christian groups involved in it. There are some that are involved in it, and they need to be a lot more starting to get involved in these. And if you're not going to fight, then stand there and pray and hold your ground and pray. Don't let the left walk all over you. Okay, it's just stop. Enough of this shit. If you guys don't want to fight guys like us. We know how to fight, and we're ready for a fight. And you're pushing us to the point. We're not at that point yet, but you are pushing us to the point of us beginning to starting to think about fighting back, and that's not good for you guys. You guys don't want that. Trust us. You guys won't win it. All right. We got Trump on our side. I wish he would invoke the damn Insurrection Act and take back some of these damn cities that have succeeded from the Union and are doing their own thing and not listening to the president's decree and mandates and executive orders. I'm sick of the shit. This country needs to wake the fuck up, man, and get involved, man, and stop being whimsical and baby and pronouns and other people's bullshit and garbage and LGBTQ immoral shit and your churches with the damn pride flag outside. Pride is immoral, gay is immoral. If you didn't know that, that's why it destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. They became too immoral. And when Sarah looked back, she got turned into a pillar of salt because she looked back at what she was losing instead of looking forward to what the Lord had for her to gain. God has something great for each and every one of you people, including myself, which I haven't fully figured out yet. But He has something great for you guys. Trust the Lord. Give your life to Christ because He's your helper and your ever-present help in the time of need. He's going to help you when other people don't help you. He's by your side when other people aren't by your side. He's faithful when you're not faithful. He's watching over your life when you're not watching over it yourself. All right. God bless everybody. Take care. I hope this message reached somebody. Fight.